Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday morning. How are y'all doing? It's Christmas week. It is insanely cold. A button. My zippers broke. Oh, yeah. Oh, I want to hit the microphone. All right. Button up one more. It's cold. My zippers broke. So buttons, they work. Ooh, something on my nose. I can see it. Hey, stuck to my nose. All right. Well, it is a frigid Monday morning here in Wisconsin. Probably other places, but I don't pay attention to the news, so I'm sure it's not just us. It is -2 right now. My iodine bottle is frozen. I remembered a little too late to put it in my jacket. That's why I was unbuttoned. That helps keep it warm, my body heat. But I remembered a little too late, and it had already froze up in literally just minutes. So, oh well, it's all right. There's always plan B. No big deal. Just have to do it a little differently. So yeah, it is Christmas week. Can you believe that a week from today, Christmas will be over? What? I love it. It's just such a wonderful time of year. And here it's white. We have a nice, beautiful white. We're gonna have a snowy Christmas, a white Christmas. I love it. We do live in Wisconsin, but we don't always get a white Christmas. In fact, the past few years, I mean, I don't love the frigid temperatures, but I love the white Christmas. In the past few years, it's been too warm, and we just haven't had snow. So it's going to be lovely. Last week, we got just dumped on. Just crazy. Last Wednesday night, Thursday morning, early morning, we got about 7 to 8 inches here. We got a lot. In just like 3 hours. It just absolutely came down so fast. And the thing was, though, it was super heavy and super wet snow. And if you're not from an area with snow, there is a big difference when you have heavy snow versus a lighter snow. It does a lot of damage. So we had a lot of damage to the trees and to the fences because it's so heavy, it weighs them down. And so around 1 o'clock in the morning, the dogs started getting up and barking, and we couldn't figure out what the heck was going on. And we'd get them to calm down, and a little while later, they'd start barking again. What is your problem? So we did not sleep very well that night. And in the morning, well, we thought that there was a few ideas, but we thought that there was animals out because they'll bark and alert us when animals are out. But we knew that there's fresh snow. There was no tracks in the snow, human or animal. And so we couldn't figure it out. Well, in the morning, it wasn't light out when Mike left. Sorry, itch. Anyways, he noticed that the fence was down in one of our pastures, like the gate. We have like a spring. It looks like a giant what are they called? Those spring toys. It's very, I don't know. My brain isn't awake yet. Slinky, a giant slinky. So we have those for gates. They work great. Anyways, the one was literally all the way on the ground. We're like, bah! And there's animals in that pasture. But they were up at the barn. They hadn't even noticed. Hold on, let me get her the hay that she flung out. And so right away, he's like, hey, he had to get going because he had to leave early. The roads weren't great, and he had an hour and a half drive. So he left a little bit early, make sure he could get up there decent time and safely. And so I went out and checked both pastures, and the animals were still there, which is great. And luckily, it was still early in the morning, and they were still cold and hunkered down and weren't moving around because we had fences down, not just the gate. let's see. So yeah, we had fences down and not just the gate. There was just tons of tree limbs that had fallen, broken off of our pine trees, and with the weight of the snow. And that is what was waking up the dogs, because I'm out there 5 o'clock in the morning, checking, literally walking the entire fence line, taking all the snow off the fence because there's 3 strands of electric, and the weight of the snow was pulling the strands down and had busted some insulators, and so I had to take all the snow off. Of course, I unplugged the fence, but so I'm trudging through all this heavy snow, and then it sounds like gunshots are going off, and I realized that's why those dogs were waking up, because it was loud. And I'm not kidding you. Maybe I'll try to remember to put a picture in here. We picked up one pasture, which granted it's got the most pine trees in it, but there's a bunch more in our yard and stuff. But we have this giant pile of limbs. Our trees are going to look so bare now. So that's really unfortunate that we lost so many trees. Had them on the fence lines, like I said, so I had to move. Like I said, 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm moving animals around. We had our bull and our heifer in one pasture because Apple here is about to go into heat at any time. In fact, she should have already gotten heat, but anyway, I haven't noticed it. So I don't want him to breed her. So they were in the front paddock. And so I had to move them, which means I had to put him in a stall because still I don't want him to breed apples. So yeah, I'm doing that in the morning. Luckily, our big pasture had a lot of insulators broke, and the electric current was not very strong, or not as strong as it should be, but it was intact. The whole thing was up, and so that was good. And the animals respected that; they didn't have any problem. But yeah, it was crazy. But and so then it was just a really, it's hard to explain how heavy that snow was. It is still stuck to the trees. Today's Monday, it's 5 days later, it's still stuck to the trees like it snowed last night because it froze to the trees. And it was pouring rain before it started snowing. So it was just on that line, of just cold enough to snow, and that's why it was so heavy. And yeah, it did damage all over the place. Lots of trees down. But we are so very fortunate because we did not lose power. We have friends of ours that are just down the road that lost power for like 36 hours. So we are so very fortunate that we did not lose power. It could have easily been a lot worse. All right, and let me get her some grain already. Okay, so some of you may be wondering why I have not been on here in a while. So we had a pretty significant incident happen here a few weeks ago, and I honestly have I've not been ready to talk about it, and I'm still not really ready to talk about it. And I just needed family time, and yeah. So, and this I didn't actually. Now I probably could talk about it, but I didn't want to be the week before Christmas to talk about it. It's not a good story. So I'm like, it's not uplifting, and you should all be super excited and celebrating the birth of Jesus this week, and so, or the coming of Jesus and the birth on Sunday. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to talk about it yet. I will wait. I can wait. The story will still be ready to be told when I'm ready, when the time is right. So, yeah. And then there was one, I think it was one of the weeks before this happened, that my tripod was not at the house, so I couldn't do it. Anyway, so Christmas is coming. Oh, so exciting. The kids are so excited, of course. And we are starting our winter break, our homeschool winter break this week. So one of the joys, I love it, of homeschool is I get to decide our schedule. And being on a working farm, a working homestead where we are very busy in everyone in different seasons, like every year, like when it's summer, I'm going to do more schooling in the winter. We don't do anything. Whatever we do, we are so busy here. There's always something. There's canning, there's planting seeds, there's starting seeds, there's planning, there's animals to deal with. I mean, there's always something. We never have a dull moment here on the farm. So it's so nice to be very flexible with our schedule because there's just some weeks we don't plan that. Oh, shoot, this thing came up and we didn't get to have school that day. And yeah, so one of my favorite things. So what we do is a 6 weeks on, so 6 weeks of school, and then we take 1 week off. And we start that in the last 2 weeks of August are our first. So essentially we start it right after our county fair. We're in 4-H and the fair is a big deal. And so we start it the week after. Otherwise we would start it earlier, but it would be silly. We were so busy at the fair, we wouldn't have time to do homeschool. So we start then, and then we'll go through June. So it seems like a long time, right? Like, oh my gosh, we're going to the end of June. And then we take off the whole month of July and half of August. But when it comes to June, we're just wrapping things up. It's not, well, I shouldn't say it. This is our first year doing this specific schedule. But like last year in June, when we did a few things, it was just wrapping stuff up. We have camp and we have vacations and the kids go with their grandparents for a week, and we have things that happen. So it's not like hardcore. But that's what's lovely about homeschool, because we can take shorter weeks and stuff like that and still get it all done. As long as we still do a little bit every week and we still get it done. So I'm super excited. I'm really pumped about this schedule. So far, it's been working great. So now we're taking 3 weeks off starting today. We have 3 weeks off. I figured, the week before Christmas is always just busy, finishing up baking and finishing up wrapping gifts. I have 2 more gifts to get. I think that's it, 2. And they're easy. One's a gift certificate. I haven't gone to the place to get it. Super, I'm prepared, sort of. But anyways, I figured this week we will prepare. We will get our baking finished up. We always take cookies to our neighbors, so we will do our cookie delivery on Thursday and spread some Christmas cheer to the country neighbors. And we'll do a bunch of gift wrapping. The kids love to do gift wrapping, of course. And yeah, and then planning for the Christmas weekend. So planning is in the food, getting the food prepared. So I'm not cooking on Christmas. I love being in the kitchen. Love it. I am very dedicated to that. Make everything homemade. But Christmas needs to be a focused day, right? And so I'm hoping to spend minimal time in the kitchen on Christmas. Mike moved this board, by the way. So I don't know if I kind of just want to get rid of it altogether. We had it down here lower with our very first cow because I kind of had a trainer, and but I was hoping I could kind of rest my head on Apple's side, but no, it needs to be higher. Anyway, what I was thinking is maybe I could talk about some Christmas traditions that we have, and I would love to hear yours in the comments below. So, one of our big traditions, so on Christmas Eve, we always go celebrate with my family, with my parents and my grandmas. So we'll go visit one of my grandmas. They all live in the same area, so it's easy to do. And we go visit my one grandma, spend some time with her on Christmas Eve, and then we go to my parents' house my sisters come and my nephews and brother-in-law, and yeah, and we hang out there. We have like appetizers and finger food and have fun, and we open up gifts from we exchange gifts, um, and then we go to Christmas Eve mass at my parents' church, and um, she's just not let down good today. I don't think she likes the cold either. Apple, you gonna let down for me? I probably have 2 gallons here, maybe. And then after that, we go to my other grandma's house, and Christmas Eve mass is at like 6 or something. So, and we have dinner. And our dinner tradition, this started years ago, and I don't even know how it started. As when I was a kid, it started that my dad likes to cook, so he does most of the cooking, and my dad makes stir fry, and he'll make a chicken stir fry and a venison stir fry, and then we have like either rice or like Asian noodles to go with it. You pick, and then my grandma makes a hot dish. So if you're Midwestern, you know what a hot dish is, and so she makes a noodle meat mushroom hot dish thing. Delicious. It's so good. And I usually make, then my sisters and I just kind of fill in the sides. Usually make egg rolls. That's kind of my contribution is usually egg rolls, but in the past, so the problem is egg rolls kind of like need to be eaten when they're made, otherwise they can get soggy and whatever. So this year I think I'm gonna make, and we don't want to be frying it up. When we get home from church, we're hungry, so stir fry is a fast one. That's probably where it came from. And egg rolls are not very fast to fry up. So this year I think we'll make pot stickers. Oh, perfect. Or Chinese dumplings. So that's what we're gonna do. So that is our tradition, Chinese. I don't know why it's just fun. It's fun. Stir fry and egg rolls or whatever. I think she's done. I don't know why she's not wanting me to have the milk today. We have the rest, but that's all right. I am taking a little longer than normal with chatting. Anyway. The dog. Naughty dog. Okay. Anyway. Okay. So then we open up gifts from Grandma and head home. And that is Christmas Eve. And then should say we exchange gifts with Grandma, which gets, as the years go on, it doesn't take as long. When the kids are really little, we'd have all these gifts and stuff, and now they're getting older. Anyway, okay. Then Christmas Day. Why do I have milk over here? I don't know. How do I get splashed of milk over there? Goodness gracious. Oh, it was from I know what it was from. Okay, sorry. So Christmas Day, we what do we do? Oh, this started last year. So this isn't quite a tradition, but I'm officially gonna make it a tradition because it was wonderful. We normally go over to my husband's parents' house and celebrate with his side. Last year, for reasons I don't want to get into on here, they came up to our house. Just his parents came up in the morning to our house and celebrated, spent some time with our family, and had breakfast and got to just, we just hung out for a little while, and then we didn't go anywhere. We stayed home, and we, it was fabulous. We just vegged out. We watched movies. We later on in the day at night when it was dark, we went and looked at Christmas lights. We drove around. We had hot chocolate in the van and brought the dog, and it was just it was so nice. We weren't driving around everywhere. We weren't frantically running from one house to another, which we did that for so many years, and it's okay. That's great. I love seeing family, but it got to the point where we're like, you know what, this is great. This is great. Our family is busy. We are such, and everyone is too, you know. We're just busy, and we're like, you know what, we need to take this day as a family day. So that's what we're doing. We've unofficially told everyone we were invited to another family get together that day, and we're like, nope, sorry, we're reserving Christmas for us. So that is what we're doing this year. Mike's family is going to come up, or his parents, sorry, are going to come up and have like brunch, and then we'll hang out, and they'll stay as long as they stay, and we will have like appetizers, and I'm going to make some soups up, and you know, like some kind of like homemade sliders and that type of thing, so that everything's ready and we can eat whenever we want, and I don't have to spend all day in the kitchen, and we could just veg out and just kind of relax and enjoy each other, and then hopefully go look at lights. But it's gonna be so the dog just hit my stand. It's gonna be so cold. It's gonna be really, really, really cold. But hey, we're riding in a car. Who cares, right? So then we'll go and look at Christmas lights, and it'll be so fun. So also tonight we are going. We sell our furs. From our deer processing business, we go up to a fur buyer, and they have rotary lights up in that town, and we normally wouldn't go. It's about an hour and a half away, but since we're going to go up to sell the furs, we might as well go. So we are going to go up there. We did this last year, and then we go to a Cajun restaurant that's delicious, and we do not eat out, so it's a super big treat for us. And we're going to take Mike's parents, and you know, that'll be their Christmas gift. We're going to go to this restaurant and go to these lights, and yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be a fun week. It's going to be busy, but I am doing my best to be positive and not get overwhelmed, and just enjoy it, and not try to do things over the top. Just do what I can and enjoy it, and really focus on the real meaning of the season, and have our hearts just be so ready for the celebrating Jesus' birth. So we have some really big things coming on this channel this month, or this soon, in the next couple weeks. So stick around. I'll have some videos that have needed to be posted for a while, but then I also have a big announcement coming up. So yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. I have a lot of big plans this year. I'll get into that in next videos, but yeah, so I will discuss that situation coming up, and hopefully you all just understand that things happen, and this is a big thing, and yeah, I needed some time. But anyway, I'm gonna get to the house and warm up before that milk. She didn't give me very much today. She just is stubborn. She's definitely holding up for the calf today. It happens. It happens. She probably says he's cold and he needs some more warm milk. He needs extra. So anyway, I am going to head to the house, and I hope you all have a wonderful, blessed, joyful Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone. Bye-bye.